Sometimes in life, the strongest move you can make is not to speak, not to explain, not to prove anything to anyone, but to step back, to go quiet, to disappear for a while. Because real growth does not happen in noise. It happens in silence. It happens away from a crowd. It happens when nobody is watching. It happens when you are alone with your thoughts. It happens when you are faced with your weaknesses and forced to confront them. It happens when you are willing to sacrifice comfort for progress. When you finally understand that the world does not need your excuses. The world does not need your explanations. The world only needs the results that you will create when nobody is looking. Every great achievement in history was built in secrecy. Every masterpiece was crafted in isolation. Every champion was formed in the dark room of discipline. And if you want to be more than ordinary, if you want to shock the world, if you want to step into your destiny, you must learn the art of disappearing. You live in a world that rewards busyness, but ignores effectiveness. A world full of distractions, opinions, notifications, comparison, constant pressure to be seen, heard, and validated. Slowly, without realizing it, you begin to lose yourself. You stop sharpening your discipline. You stop respecting your potential. You stop becoming who you were meant to be. You begin to compromise your standards. You begin to accept mediocrity. You begin to settle for a life that is smaller than your calling. And the tragic part is that most people never even notice it. They keep scrolling, keep talking, keep living in noise, while their destiny passes them by. There comes a moment when you realize that staying visible is costing you your future. Every message steals your focus. Every opinion weakens your conviction. Every distraction delays your destiny. And at that point, you are faced with a decision. You can either keep feeding the noise, or you can walk away and build in silence. You can either continue to be busy, or you can become effective. You can either be distracted by the world, or you can focus on your craft. And the truth is that almost nobody chooses to disappear. Almost nobody chooses to go quiet. Almost nobody chooses to work in isolation. This message is for the athlete who is tired of being average, who knows they have more strength, more speed, more discipline than they have shown. This is for the student who feels pressure, but also feels potential. This is for the nurse, the doctor, the administrator who gives everything to others, but feels empty inside. This is for the communicator who knows their voice matters, for the pioneer who feels lonely on the path they are walking, for the inventor whose ideas are ahead of their time, for the entrepreneur who has failed more times than people know, for the preacher who carries fire but walks through doubt. This is for the person who refuses to stay where they are, the one who is not afraid of obscurity, because you understand a dangerous truth, that when you come out of the dark room, all eyes will be on you. We live in a culture addicted to busyness. Everyone is busy, but few are effective. Everyone is connected, but few are focused. Everyone is loud, but few are disciplined. Noise everywhere. Advice from people who have never built anything. Entertainment that numbs ambition. Comparison that kills confidence. And slowly, you drift away from your purpose. Slowly, you begin to lose sight of the life you were meant to lead. Slowly, you forget who you are. And one day you realize that your potential has been wasted. Sometimes the only way your life is going to change is if you disappear. Sometimes you have to delete the app, not because the app is evil, but because you are weak to distraction. Sometimes you have to walk away from people you love, not forever, but for a season. Sometimes you have to step into the dark room, a place where nobody sees you, a place where nobody claps for you, a place where nobody understands you. And in that dark room, you finally focus on yourself. You finally face your weaknesses. You finally confront your fears. You finally build the version of yourself that is capable of conquering the life you were meant to live. Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level, the upgraded life, the results. But almost nobody wants discipline. Almost nobody wants sacrifice. Almost nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for months and do nothing but work, because disappearing feels like losing. But in reality, it is preparation. Disappearing is not quitting. Disappearing is investing in your future. Disappearing is creating the foundation for your empire. Disappearing is where legends are made. Ask yourself honestly, what would happen if you shut the world out for one season? What would happen if you unplugged long enough to finally hear your own thoughts? What would happen if you stopped consuming and started creating? What would happen if you devoted yourself fully to your purpose? What would happen if you refused to be distracted, refused to complain, refused to settle? Because a person is rewarded in public for what they do in private, the work done in silence, the hours spent alone, the discipline practiced when nobody is watching. That is what creates the results that shock the world. The reason you are frustrated is not because you are untalented. The reason things have not manifested is not because you are unlucky. The reason you feel stuck is because you have not been willing to forsake what needs to be forsaken. You have not been willing to make the sacrifices that others are too weak to make. You have not been willing to endure the discomfort that is required to reach the next level. You can talk about it. You can plan it. You can write it down. You can attend conferences. You can listen to motivation. You can read books. But none of that replaces the work done in silence. At some point, talking must stop and work must begin. Real growth does not happen on a stage. It happens behind closed doors, in isolation, in repetition, in discipline, when nobody is watching, when nobody is validating you, when nobody is cheering for you. That is where you are built. That is where you discover your true strength. That is where you become dangerous. That is where you develop the habits that nobody else has. This is a call to the one who feels fire in their belly, the one who cannot ignore the voice inside them anymore, the one who knows they were born for more. It is time to shock the world, but understand this clearly. It will not be comfortable. You may have to sleep in your car. You may have to go without applause. You may have to sacrifice comfort. You may have to be misunderstood. You may have to do things nobody in your family has ever done. You may have to walk paths nobody around you understands. And the real question is not can you dream, but can you endure? Can you keep going when nobody sees your effort? Can you stay faithful when nobody affirms your progress? Can you trust the process when the results are invisible? Because destiny does not reward noise. It rewards obedience. There is a process, a hidden season, a dark room, and that process is not meant to break you. It is meant to prepare you. It is meant to make you stronger. It is meant to give you the skills, the resilience, the mindset that nobody else has. If you skip the dark room, the stage will destroy you. The spotlight will expose your weaknesses. The pressure will crush you. It is time to get real, time to get honest. Time to stop lying to yourself. Look in the mirror and admit it. This version of you cannot carry you into your future. You have been this version long enough. If you do not change, if you do not act, you will remain rich in potential and poor in results. Some of the most powerful images in history were developed in a dark room. We celebrate champions, innovators, leaders, but we only see the finished product. We did not see the sleepless nights. We did not see the tears. We did not see the prayers whispered in silence. We did not see the doubt, the fear, the moments they almost quit. One of the greatest tragedies in life is to live and never know why you are living. So ask yourself, do you want your future? Do you want your destiny? Do you want discipline, determination, and purpose? Then are you willing to disappear? Are you willing to hide yourself in study, in practice, in planning, in repetition? Are you willing to do unseen work for a visible reward later? Because we crave attention, but we lack patience. Stop telling the world what you are about to do. Build first. Keep your plans quiet. Keep your progress silent. Work in secret. Your mind has limited space. Your heart has limited energy, and distractions steal both. Everything that gets your attention must be worth your destiny. Now it is time for an appraisal. Everything, everyone, ask one question. Are you worth my time? If not, unplug. Unplug from noise. Unplug from comparison. Unplug from validation. After you have seen the vision, after you have written it down, after you have spoken it once, stop talking and start building. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hands, but only if you stay faithful in secret. Promotion is coming. Opportunities are being prepared. Stages are waiting. But first, the dark room. You build in silence, and you announce it when it is finished. Disappear, work, return, and shock the world.